up, YouTubers? How we doing on this fantabulous Monday? I hope that your day is awesome tacky like mine is. Oh, and I know you're wondering why I'm wearing a Harlem Globetrotter jersey. To be fair with you, I'm kind of waiting on one of my shirts to dry off because got home, went outside walking, and uh, had some water fall on me, which is kind of weird. I don't know how that happened, but long story short, I guess I was, doing my exercise, and I guess someone threw some water on my shirt. It was not, like on purpose or nothing. Like I guess they was like trying to clean out some. It wasn't like no dirty water, but they just splashed water on me, and I was just like, dang, got my water wet. You know, wasn't like no confrontation. It was a nice lady. She was just throwing something out, and I happened to get in the crosshair. So yeah, I'm just waiting on my shirt to dry. I ain't cuss her out or nothing because that's not me. I know she didn't mean to do it. It was an accident. So yeah, I'm just waiting on one of my shirts to dry. But I just thought I'd throw this on because I only time I've ever worn this was when I was trying to dress tacky for an event, and two, this kind of brings back the nostalgia of me going to one of them Harlem Globetrotter games I used to have when back then when I was young. So yeah, it just brings a lot of memories wearing this, and hopefully I get to put this in the frame as well. As you can tell, number 52, Go Team, you, and they were funny. The Harlem Globetrotters were excuse me, they were really, really, really funny. And I know when I was young, I used to love going to those games. Used to love them joking around, doing crazy, awesome, tacular tricks. Like I just love it. I just love it. But enough about me. So on today's video, I want to talk to you guys about I know I mostly talked about like Batman, Superman, and I gave you commentary on some of the two Marvel games. Um I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and me and her, we kind of share ideas and all of that about comic book wise and stuff. Like she's a big anime fan, which I'm also into anime as well. I find it pretty cool. So we had a conversation the other day, and she asked me, Kent, do you happen to have like a favorite superheroine in mind? I'm like, I never really thought about it because I've always paid attention to like the males, but I guess I haven't really given a lot of female superhero heroines credit. So on this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about who I think are my favorite superheroines from both Marvel and DC. So let's jump right into it. So a lot of people are already familiar with, of course, Wonder Woman. She already had her first. No, I ain't gonna say it's her first. Well, actually, yeah, it's her first solo movie. Back 3 years ago. I know that they had another live action version of Wonder Woman by Linda Carter back in the day. I know someone who's actually a big fan of her, and actually, she's a big Wonder Woman fan. So, um, we have that. Then, of course, on Marvel side, you had multiple female superheroines. Like you had Captain Marvel, who had her solo movie. We were supposed to get a Black Widow movie this year, but given the pandemic, they kept pushing it back, and now they pushed it back to next year in May. So we're gonna have to wait on that. You also had heroes like Scarlet Witch. We're supposed to be getting Jane Foster as the female Thor in the MCU, which I know a lot of people may not know who she is, but yeah, there was a version of Thor who was a female, which happened to be Thor's girlfriend, or in the MCU, ex-girlfriend, Jane Foster. Uh, I'll talk about her sometime later, and probably in another video or so. But for me, I there are a lot of female superheroines that I feel are pretty popular. Um, Wonder Woman for DC is one of them because she's a demigoddess. She's part of the Greek pantheon. Her father is Zeus and her mother is Hippolyta. That's mostly where her divine power comes from, is the fact that she's half a god, and she's mostly related to a lot of the other gods like Hercules, Ares, Poseidon, Hephaestus, all those guys she's mostly, related to, which makes her a very powerful opponent. She's very skilled. And of course, she is very diplomatic. So, um, one day I'll give a video about Wonder Woman's origin and all of that. And for Marvel, you have like Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, Captain Marvel, which Captain Marvel wasn't it, before she was ever named Captain Marvel. Her, a name that she used to go by was Miss Marvel. There was already a Captain Marvel who happens to be a guy, but Marvel did the whole reboot switcheroo thing to where now instead of calling her Miss Marvel, she's called Captain Marvel, which a lot of people don't like the movie, and I was one of them because I guess I didn't like the way she was trying to portray herself, like very cocky, very, oh, she don't need any help, like she can do it all herself, and having her become like the most powerful hero in the Marvel universe or Marvel Cinematic Universe, not the power. Well, she is one of the most powerful in the Marvel universe, comic wise, but to say that she's the most powerful one in the MCU when we just only got to know her in one movie and then a couple of scenes she made in Endgame. So, um, I would say that the female superheroines that I would probably consider one of my favorite. I will give you five for Marvel and five for DC. So I'm gonna start with DC. So for DC, I would say Wonder Woman. Then you have Vixen. Then you have Black Canary. Then you have Zatanna, and the fifth one would probably be well, I wouldn't consider her, a villain. Well, well, she's not. She could be an anti-hero if she wants to. I would say Harley Quinn. Yeah, she may not be a superheroine, but she does have her heroic moments from time to time. Because I guess we all want that Harley. We all want to ride the Harley. But yeah, and for Marvel, I would say, um, you have Jane Foster Thor. I do find her appealing a lot. She brings a different type of feel for the title of Thor. The second one would have to be Scarlet Witch, because the way that she's portrayed in the movies, she's not at her full potential. I will say this for those who aren't really familiar with Scarlet Witch in the comic, she is really really powerful, powerful enough to bend reality to her will. And given what we saw in Age of Ultron, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame, we haven't really been able to see exactly how powerful she can be. Like we've almost seen her, kill Thanos, but of course Thanos had another, trick up his sleeve. But Scarlet Witch is very powerful, so I wouldn't sleep on her. Another one I would say would be Spider Gwen, and um Spider Gwen, she's from an alternate universe where instead of Peter Parker getting bitten by a spider and becoming Spider Man, in this universe it was Gwen Stacy, one of Peter Parker's love interests, who was bitten by a spider, and she became Spider Woman or Spider Gwen. Um, so I find her very interesting as well, which I hope that we get to see her in like a live action movie one day featuring just her, because her story is very interesting as well, especially considering that her father is captain of the NYPD. So it kind of brings that that relationship to like a halt, because her father is not really up for whole vigilante and heroes wearing a mask, and knowing that the person that he considers a vigilante is his own daughter, but he doesn't know that. So it does bring a different relationship into that. The next one's gonna have to be Storm, and reason why I say Storm is Storm is a goddess. Like she's literally a goddess. How she was portrayed in the X-Men movies, I feel like we still haven't seen her true potential. Like Storm is like one of the powerful X-Men members on the team next to Jean Grey. Like she is very powerful, able to control the storm. Like I think her powers originated from the goddess of the storm. So she's pretty much equivalent to almost, going toe to toe with Thor if she had to. And then not only that, that's Black Panther's queen. Like T'Challa married Storm. Like I wish that was something we could have seen. Again, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. I wish that was something we could have seen in the first Black Panther. Maybe even a hint that Storm was somewhere around, and T'Challa would have, found her, and those two would have became the ultimate king and queen of Wakanda. Like, imagine, your husband is a Panther King, and of course your queen can control the storm. Like that right there is what I call a powerful duo, powerful couple. So I do like Storm. A lot of folks who don't know, Storm is also a Marvel character. She's actually part of the X-Men, and she also had affiliation with the Avengers too. So yeah, she's a very interesting character. My fifth one, I would have to say it won't. I don't get me wrong. I do like Black Widow. I just wish that we kind of touch base a little bit on her story as far as like how what made her become part of the Red Room. Who was she before she became Black Widow? We all know that her name is Natasha Romanoff, but who was she before? Hopefully, we'll get some insight on that in her own movie. And plus, we also want to know what happened in Budapest that Hawkeye and Black Widow kept mentioning in the first Avengers movie and also in Endgame. They were like, "Oh, this, you and I remember Budapest very differently." Like, I want to know what happened in Budapest. Like, I know I'm not the only one. I know there's other people that are curious to know what happened in Budapest. In my opinion, I'm thinking that they probably had a romantic relationship at the time, or probably when they first met and they, didn't see eye to eye, but somehow they managed to, put past their differences and maybe something interesting happened with their dynamic or something. But in my opinion, I really think they kind of hooked up. They probably done, did the do, so the next one, that's a tough one because I've already said Scarlet Witch. There's not a lot of female well actually no, I would probably say She-Hulk. I ain't think about her. I would say She-Hulk because of course Hulk is one of my favorite Marvel heroes. So what best is to add, the Hulk's cousin Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk. So for a lot of people who don't know, there is a female version of the Hulk, and the Hulk has a cousin who happens to be a lawyer, to where she had a blood transfusion from her cousin Bruce Banner, to where and not only was she saved, but she also gained gamma powers from her cousin, which initiated her to become the She-Hulk. But the only difference is with that is that she can transform from her Hulk form to her normal form at will, whereas Bruce Banner, on the other hand, his transformation is based off of his emotions. And of course, She-Hulk can be almost like Captain Marvel. She sometimes think that she's, cocky. She don't need no help. She can do everything by herself. So, a lot of people don't really pay too much attention to the female heroes. But, with me, like, it goes both ways. Like, I can appreciate male heroes and female heroes because, without them, like, I know they said that Marvel was supposed to be doing like some kind of A team for all female superhero team movie, which I think would be kind of interesting, So I'll be happy to see where that goes from there. But yeah, don't get me wrong. Like I don't sleep on the female superheroes because hey, there are some female superheroes that could actually, excuse me, that could actually beat some of the main heroes. Like for instance, I know Wonder Woman can beat Batman, and not only because that she's a demigod, but she also has years of experience when it comes to combat. Like she's been training for like what thousands of years, so I know that she can beat Batman in a hand to hand fight. Um, I know she can also do the same with Black Panther too. I know Black Panther can beat Batman in a hand to hand because he's too quick. I always thought that Batman could find a way to beat Black Panther, but well, actually, it still could be debatable. But for right now, I think Black Panther can beat Batman. Um, and like Hulk, I know that he could. It depends on the story. Like Hulk, they say that Hulk can beat anyone in the Marvel universe, in my opinion, I think he can too. Because again, his rage is what makes him strong. So I'm sure there's a female hero that can probably beat him. Maybe uh Scarlet Witch. She could probably be the one to beat Hulk in a way. So But yeah, this is something I never thought about when me and my friend was having this conversation. Like, who would I consider my favorite superheroine? And I just wanted to give credit to them as well, because ever since Wonder Woman came out, that's when a lot of folks started making, like, not the movie, I'm talking about the comic. That they wanted to also give like some recognition to some female superheroines. I keep messing that up. I'm not used to saying that. I'm so used to saying superheroes is like male. So saying superheroine is it's kind of new to me because I'm not used to saying that all the time. But um yeah. So I'm interested to see what Black Widow and Wonder Woman 1984 are going to bring next year. I don't know if Wonder Woman 1984 is going to be pushed back again, because right now it's sitting in December, but I have a feeling they're probably going to push that back close to when it's time to release it. So again, well, I was anticipating to see what this movie was about, because I was anticipating on seeing one of her iconic villain show, which is Cheetah. But we'll just have to wait and see where that goes from there. And same with Black Widow. It's about time that she just deserved to get her own solo, given that she's been in what, 6 movies, and she's just now getting her solo movie. And I hope, well, we're supposed to be getting a Hawkeye TV show, so yeah. And also, and she's new. This is another Marvel hero. I believe that she's new, but she can appeal to a more younger audience, kind of like Spider-Man. And one of the female heroes I think that can do that for Marvel is Miss Marvel. And for those who don't know who Miss Marvel is, she is a Inhuman, Pakistani Inhuman who gained her powers of longevity, if I said that correctly. I just know that she's able to expand her limbs like Mr. Fantastic, but I heard that she's a lot tougher than that. So, and if you I know she's supposed to be getting her own Disney Plus show next to She-Hulk. So, I'm kind of interested to see where they go with that. But again, I just wanted to give some recognition to some of the female superheroes out there, because I didn't want to just, talk mostly about the male ones. I know there's even some female comic book readers as well. I know that they may not be as out about it as I am, but I know that I want to show some recognition to the females who read comic books. And there's nothing wrong with that. Trust me, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not looking at you differently if you read comics. Like, you like what you like, I'm with it. I'm so with it. I'm with it. And I just wish my shirt would dry, because right now it just feels awkward that I'm wearing a Harlem Globetrotter jersey. But I like it. Like, I like the color on, like the gold on it. It's almost like I'm wearing a Superman jersey, but it said, with the S emblem, it's just Harlem Globetrotters, because you got the red, blue, and the gold. But hey, maybe if I could find a jersey similar to this, I can put an S emblem on it and hang it up. But yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that. So I hope everybody's Monday is going great. I know, Mondays ain't the best, but hey, just try to find something to like live it, make Mondays exciting. Like, I try to make mine as awesome tacular as possible. Like, you have no idea, like, it's not even sunny today, but I try to make the best of what is, around me, so that way I try to make fun. Like right now I may, hop on the game, play some Call of Duty. But yeah, I just try to make the day the best that I can, because I mean, I was enjoying myself this past weekend. Now we get back to Monday, where it's just the regular routine. Got to go to work and get off work and go exercise. But that, this and that. But try to make some time to do something fun. Like, don't just make every day like a routine thing. Try something new. Like, I know, like, some years I've not only did I go to Comic-Con, which I wish I was able to go this year, but I understand they had to cancel it. But I enjoyed myself at Comic-Con. This was the first time going in San Diego, California. Man, I was overwhelmed. Like, I was literally overwhelmed about Comic-Con. And it surprised me that, again, like I said in my previous video, that there are, married people that go to these events. Like, I was like, man, I wish I can find me, someone like that appreciates it as much as I do. Because I love to walk into Comic-Con with my Wonder Woman and I'm her Superman, and or my Storm and I'm her Black Panther. Just me and her walking in there with pride, like, oh, look, baby, we finna go to Comic-Con. You ready? Like, let's go. And hey, if I end up having kids in the future, my little mini-me's, if they, want to partake in that, like, hey, we all take a family trip. And plus, we need a vacation. So again, I really enjoyed Comic Con. I also took up horseback riding, which is fun. Riding four wheelers was fun. I even went, to go paint, and painting is soothing. Like, it's really soothing. I did golf some years back. I haven't been lately, but I did go golfing, and that one's also it's very peaceful as well. And I'm not talking about like Top Golf. I'm talking about actually going to like a field where you riding a caddy, wearing the vest and the Kangol hat on with your gloves, looking like you a professional golfer, like you just retired from golfing and you just want to go there because you ain't got nothing else to do there. Yeah, I was doing that. So just I just try to find some time to enjoy life as much as I can. But again, I just wanted to share that with y'all about who I think would be my favorite superheroines for both DC and Marvel. So I hope that y'all try and turn your bummy day into an awesome tacular day like I did. So again, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment down, and I hope everyone has a wonderful blessed day. Peace.